Today is May 4th, 2024 edition. Solomon here, and I have the remnants of what's left inside of my room that I have to clean up. This is what happens when you work 16 hours a day for 6 consecutive days a week, continuously, routinely, to the point of nowhere. The money piles up in your bank account. Half of it goes to Uncle Sam, and then you're left with a dirty, nasty room that you haven't cleaned since forever. And here we're at this point. I also have side projects like hustling from selling toys and games on Amazon.com. And this is just the remnants of all the boxes and stuff that I, used this room to operate out of. It was, in hindsight bias, it was a very bad idea. It takes a toll on your mental health, and it makes it harder just to function as a normal person. And you become that guy that just puts everything off, and just you say things like, "I'll do it tomorrow," or you get complacent, or you become lazy. Or it's always something else like, "Oh, let me just play some video games and, come back to this and do it a little later." But, later never comes. And it's always later, maybe tomorrow, oh, maybe next Saturday. This happens routinely. I always face this thing, and it's just like, I see it's a very toxic cycle. If I got into it, then, everyone else and the grandmother could be sucked into the vortex of complacency, of procrastinating, of delusion. I just gotta do this, I gotta do this. The most successful people, in business operations and, corporations, is basically like Toyota on time. It's about streamlining and just being ready to go. Ready to go. It doesn't matter what time of the day. They're just, ready to go. Ordering parts the most efficiently, most cost effective. You're just ready to go. You're just on time. And you want to be the person on time. You want to be like Kung Fu, ready to go. If you get attacked, you're ready to go. If you have to defend yourself, you're ready to go. Not, I'll do it tomorrow after I watch this porno or something. I mean, there's a discrepancy, there's a latency of, of reality and what's going on in the present moment. I know this sounds very fundamental and basic, but it's important for your mental health that you operate on your timeline in the moment. But a lot of us don't. It's just like, I'll do it when I'm on my day off or something. And that day just never seems to come, and all this shit just starts piling up, that's what work is for. It's just things are on time. And when you go back to your room, it's just like, wait a minute, this was from yesteryear. In fact, no matter how much money I have or whatever, I've been hoarding. My bed sheets are ripped. I'm starting to look homeless here. Like, all the fluff is just scattered all the floor, and I just have to throw this out. And this is my actually got this from my brother's fiance's when her grandmother died, and they were very overbearing and overly concerned about the death of her grandmother, which I actually visited before she died. And wow, I visited a lot of people before they died, including my own grandmother and my mom's grandmother and my father's mother, and just like, people see me before they die. My dad, I met my dad before he fucking died. Died of a stroke. Opened up his own kung fu studio that evolved to what is called the Fight House, which then later evolved to the franchises of UFC, and along with Royce Gracie, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and all this stuff. And yeah, there was a connection between kung fu at one point and Brazilian jiu-jitsu and mixed martial arts and you know all that stuff. Martial arts of the world, including like Russian sistema and yoga from India and kickboxing and Brazilian that leg thing. So that leg thing is you see it from Tekken, is because they were slaves. Their hands were chained to boards and stuff, and people were turned to slaves, and they had to move and be quick on their feet. And so back in the day, people didn't have the luxuries we do or the freedoms that we do today, especially if you were a minority. From Latin America, South America. If you're deaf, if you're black, and then if you're Chinese, you're always gonna get captured by some white guy or colonial or British or something. And it's just like, damn. I mean, that was the truth of it. So in today's modern time, people have become complacent. Everyone's turned into a snowflake. Everyone gets butthurt. You get butthurt so much that you just turn into a Karen, and it's just like shit. Damn. What happened? So, anyways, I gotta be on my game here. Just because I'm X, Y, and Z, because I have money or whatever, because I've been working, does not mean that I am excused from life. Shit's gonna happen. Someone's gonna get old. Someone's gonna fall on the floor, and you're not gonna have the time of luxury to be dilly-dallying. So you're ready. Your room, the most fundamental thing or whatever, has to be ready to go. Or maybe your relatives just came in and they have to crash, and you need to have some place where they can sleep. And you don't want to be that asshole that just says, get out of my house. I mean, there's a New York City migrant crisis. Some people have stepped up their game and tried to help the migrants themselves. Because it's the right thing to do. Because you have to help your brothers and sisters. Or you just can be a complete fucking asshole. I don't know. Whatever your thing is. You may be white and just not give a shit because these people are not in your bloodline and you don't give a fuck. But one day the tables may turn, and you may need help, and you don't know. Or that person may be your great grandfather's child's story. It's just you don't know. I don't really know. This is why there's always battles of politics. Everyone sees things differently. Future generations are concerned. Your great grandfather may be in the line. Your great grandfather was like some Native American that came across from China or some shit, and that's why they got chinky eyes. I don't know. Some like crazy 1,000-year-old story. I don't know. But it's usually somebody, and you don't know. It's because of this or that policy. Your great grandfather survived and somehow, passed on his genes, and that's why you're 1% Asian or whatever. Some people can decode and see all out those timelines. I'm not one of them, but I know that's a thing. And, that's why grandma has got all this tuition and stuff. Maybe she's concerned about her, bloodline and genetics and being passed down, and that's just the human thing to do. And on the surface, most people are just dumb and just concerned about money and just like whatever. But some people have the gift or whatever, or family, and that's how they do things. That's why they make the decisions that they make, and you probably perceive them as crazy or ridiculously dumb or whatever, but because it's not something easily that's monetized or monitored, that you can't see it from their eyes. They're concerned about genetics. They're concerned about the family, the bloodline. That's what the money's for. It's just, sometimes women freeze their eggs, the babies and the embryos and all that crazy stuff for thousands, millions of dollars and shit, and cryoneogenics, whatever the fuck, Ancestry, 23andMe, whatever the hell it is. I'm not doing that. But I ain't going there, but yeah. In any event, I got a lot of shit work to do. Me talking here isn't really going to perpetuate the flow of things. I have to use my own hands. I don't have psychic powers. I can't just, So I gotta do this the old school way, and I just gotta do it, Beneath all the rubble is, Toyota used to send me cool car stuff, the 2020 GR Supra. I didn't do anything with this except, piss what appears to be pissing contest. Probably gonna end up buying a Corolla. Do I want a Supra? I'm too practical for a Supra, so at some point, I have some asshole people who get picked up. The miles per gallon isn't that great on this thing, and 335 horsepower, just so I can end up in traffic. I have no reason for this. Girls don't chase me around unless I have fancy nice things around, and they're not gonna be too impressed by a Toyota GR Supra that I have to keep feeding, only to go to show up at work at the hospital and only be liked by, someone I'm probably not even interested in. Yeah, not very cool for me. Socially either. Nor would it get me very far. I mean, I go to New York City with it, and it's just like, how much more money does this girl want me to make so that I could buy her the penthouse, or just a regular apartment, which is currently $5,000 a month, which is already obscenely insane, let alone have to take care of this car and all this other fucking shit. So she's not gonna get that from me, because I'm too cheap and I don't give enough fucks. But that's me. Cheap Chinese guy. That is my meta. That is my cookie cutter. And what else? This is it. This is what I've been working for. Some stingy ass room I can call myself. In reality, I have all these dreams. Of course, I wanna this and that and whatever, but this is reality. And as a Chinese guy, I'm perfectly fine with it. I don't have to keep upgrading. I don't have to do this or that to impress XYZ girl. Only the girl wants that stuff. The cheap Chinese guy doesn't give a fuck. There was like something in The Simpsons where it was like the Hollywood Chinaman's theater. Man's Chinese theater, and there was Chinaman's theater. I mean, the two things are different. One is this delusion of what Hollywood thinks a Chinese theme movie studio looks like, and then the other one was man's Chinese studio, movie studio, Chinaman's studio, which is exactly what you think it looked like, a fucking cardboard box. He has no problem with that because he's cheap. He's fundamentally cheap and he doesn't give a fuck. Just like some fat Indian guy. He doesn't. It's only when the girl's involved does everything get all fancy and peacocking. I think they call it peacocking. Andrew Tate. Just because I'm not Andrew Tate. Society generally doesn't want me to be Andrew Tate. I got too many Chinese that's gonna go against me being like Terry Tate. That's why you don't get a lot of Asian Terry Tates, Andrew Tates around. Maybe you'll get a Bruce Lee or a Jackie Chan or Jet Li or Warriors on Netflix, but other than that, in reality, the women and the children are probably gonna start screaming like, hey, where's daddy? Where's daddy? And doing all this crazy shit. I remember there was one British guy, a politician, and they were filming, and then, they found out that he had like a Chinese wife and like kids in the background. They're like, the fuck? This guy is white as hell. He had a high position in the government. They knocked down. They were just like filming him during some kind of like financial COVID crisis or something. And I forgot what the story is, but they found the thing is that they found the Chinese woman with his children in the backdrop, and it's just like dun dun dun. And with that dynamic, you can most surely know what's up. Just he's not going to be no karate man. He's gonna have to be this homebound kind of a guy, because there's gonna be an overbearing, Chinese wife, mom, or whatever, and with kids, and he has to be around, and he can't be risking his life doing cool shit. That's basically the dynamic. And you're like, why not just leave her? Because she's gonna start crying, she's gonna make you feel guilty or whatever, and the kids are gonna come after you and shit to make you feel guilty, and then if you leave, you just feel this like asshole demon, following you, and just like, the fuck. And that's exactly what it feels like. Some like imaginary asshole demon, and you have a guilty conscience. It's a very weird Eastern force. I don't know what you want to call it. Call it the bloodline, the Asian culture. I don't know what you want to call it. But yeah, grandma's mothers be scary, So if you're nodding here, over there, and you have all these children, you have all these, different baby mamas, the courts have you pay child support. Or the situation could be so bad that, you have all these kids and you don't take care of them, that they seek asylum, like the migrants from South America coming to New York City. The motherland is no longer able to take care of them, and fucking they have to come here. I've also been told that like a lot of like American politics and businesses with the plantations down there, they don't want to pay their own native, Mexicans and stuff, so they have to come up here just to fucking survive. Post-apocalyptic COVID. So there you have it. I gotta clean up my shit, and make sure you like and subscribe. I'll be going to Switzerland soon. Today's my last day to work. I'll be making overtime money. And, this is how I spent my time. I didn't go to the strip club this week. I just felt tired and had to go sleep. And that's the last time I saw grandmother's dead blanket. So goodbye, grandmother's blanket. I'm throwing the shit out. Alright. Thank you for watching. See you next one. Peace out.